Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Again, my name is Paula Hutchinson, and I am the founder of the Stiletto Talks. And you are listening to the Stiletto Talks podcast, where we provide collaborative environment for women on the go and entrepreneurs. So today, I am so excited, you all. If you have been listening to the podcast over the last year or so, we've had tons of authors on. We've had a couple of anthology projects on, but today I have the co-authors of a project that I am the visionary author for, and I'm so excited. It's my first anthology project where I'm the lead. And so it is really important to put these amazing ladies out there. And I am just so excited today. So today we are talking about the journey of the sisterhood to purpose. So I want to start one by one, introducing all of our co-authors that we have on today for part one. So the first, and if you could say hello when I call your name out, we have Kimberly Spruill.
Hello there.
Awesome. Next up, we have Venezuela Williams.
Hello.
Next, we have Tonia Askins.
Hello, everyone.
And next, we're going to have Daria Vinning-Asberry, our newlywed.
Hi, everyone.
So these are just a few of the women for part one of the podcast, talking about the journey of the sisterhood to purpose. And so I brought them on this evening, this afternoon, this morning, whatever time you're listening, to talk about the reason behind this anthology project. When you do an anthology project, you seek out like minds. I'm very proud to say that God has blessed me to be connected with women truly of divine purpose. And when you're traveling along your life journey, even in your pivoting process, because everybody has a pivot moment at some point in time. All of these ladies, I can truly say, are connected to me in one way or another. And we literally span across the country. We currently span a total of 6 states for this project. So I am super excited. And the why behind this project is no matter what you look like, no matter where you come from, no matter how you started out, you need your sisters on this journey. If you think you can do everything by yourself, I truly believe you don't have a vision that's big enough. You need someone to help you. And so tonight, I want to make sure that you learn as much as you can about these women and their why, because they're probably walking right among you every day and you don't know any of the things that they're about to share. So I look forward to you learning more about them. And I can tell you, I am just bursting with excitement to have them on. Now, I want to get into what drew them to the project. So originally, I put out a flyer looking for women who have a story to tell, and they just started inboxing. Some, of course, knew that I was on the project. They were like, okay, I think I could say a few words. And then the project just kind of grew. Didn't know really where the project was going to go. I just wanted to be led by the Spirit and see what was going to happen. And I want to have one of the first ones to say, you know what, Paula, I'm down. We've done quite a few things before. And if you followed the Stiletto Talks podcast, you're familiar with her. And so, Kimberly Spruill, I want to ask you, and then we're going to go down the line. Start with you first. What led you to the project? What drew you to it?
Well, what drew me to it was, number one, Paula, anything that you do, I support. And so when I saw the title, that purpose, anything purpose, this really just captures me. My first book that I wrote is actually entitled Grace for Purpose. And so I understand, the importance of discovering what our purpose is, because we all have one. And so when I saw the title, I was like, okay, I can relate. I know that I have something to share, and would just, thought it would be a great idea to be a part. As I stated earlier, I participated in, like several of your events, and it's always excellent. It's always, just a safe space for women to gather, to bounce ideas off of each other, that type of thing. So I said I had to be a part, and I just didn't want to miss the opportunity. So that's the reason why I decided to be part.
Well, I appreciate you, sister, for always supporting. And yes, you are normally one of the first ones. So I do appreciate that. Venezuela. So this is going to be interesting. So Venezuela and I have never met. And I'm going to go back to, if your vision doesn't need help, it's not big enough. Venezuela and I have never met in person, but one of the other co-authors recommended her because she sounded like someone that was on the purpose journey with us together. So Venezuela, I want you to, of course, share with us what made you decide, you know what, this project is for me.
Sure. Thank you so much, Paula. I will tell you, Cornetta Latham, who is one of the co-authors, as you just talked about, you know, you got to look at your circle should be relevant to who you are, right? And so others should want to see you win. And so anytime I've had conversation with Cornetta, she's always wanted to see me win and see others win. And so that's what it's all about, right? It's about sisterhood and being able to share those stories to help other women see what they see inside of them, like we've gone through it as well. And so I was with Cornetta on one of her journeys, and we talked about nurturing our narrative and nurturing what we do so that we can help other women. And so I was truly excited when I saw the flyer and when I talked to her about it. And so I'm just excited about being a part of it with the other women that's on the platform here so that we can be able to help others navigate and be relevant in what they're doing and see them win.
Oh, that's a whole nother word. I had to write some stuff you said, which all of y'all got something written down from everything because this is something to get into and to talk about. Tonia. So Tonia and I know each other. We go way back as well. So Tonia, I want you to more time than this podcast will hold, but I want you to share what drew you to the project.
Well, for me, anything you do, I can ditto right what Kimberly said. Anything you do, I want to support. And be it a small business, just champion and supporter of small businesses and empowerment and a champion of love, right? I was like, you know what, should I do this? Hey, girl, do I have time to get on this project with you? And definitely, I'm honored. I'm thankful. One of the principles I live by is I have a 5L principle. And a big part of that is locating the people who contribute, to you genuinely, listening to them, learning from them, launching into the deep and letting them know. And I think me being on this one project does all of that for you, from me to you, you help so many people. And why wouldn't I want to help, and be on this project to do the same thing?
I'm so honored to have all of you. I'm going to try to not have the sniffles on this because this is really a big deal because so many of the women on here, we know each other, we love each other. Some of us have never met, but I'm telling you, these women have goodwill towards any woman, whether they've ever met you or not. So I have my firecracker. This is my accountability partner out west. We won't say how we met, but how we met is definitely a reason which has kept us together. And at the end of the day, we are together in sisterhood. So, Kanika, I want you to share with everyone what drew you to the project.
Hello. What drew me to the project, of course, everybody else is Paula, but more because, I work in a specialized industry and I want people that look like me to know that there's help. And there's opportunities for us that we're not even aware of. And so being an entrepreneur in the medical field and someone that looks like me, I just want to make sure that our voice is heard because I want to have that seat at the table. So like Paula said, I'm about accountability and I'm about very strong words and I'm very assertive, but it's because I want our stories to be heard because they've been ignored for so long.
Awesome. And then last but not least, we are part of the Mighty Blue Tribe of the McKinley High School. So, Daria, if you could please share what drew you to the project.
What drew me to the project was you, Paula. You're all about empowerment, motivation, and seeing other people win. And I love to be around those type of characteristics. And talking with you and being with you on some of your previous projects, I'm just in awe how you draw women to you. Your authenticity, your genuineness, you're just a real person. And I've always liked that. Like you said, we are part of the mighty Blue, McKinley High, and you have just always had a strong personality about yourself that was very sweet, very stern, but very genuine. And anything that you have that I can be a part of to make a difference in another woman's life, I want to be a part of it.
Awesome, awesome. And I want everyone that's listening to this podcast to listen at what these women said. Some are aware of one another, they know one another, but many of them don't. And they still have the same purpose. And what you see, no matter where we travel in life, no matter what our circles, oftentimes we're looking for the same thing. We're looking to be motivated. We're looking to be heard. We're looking for a seat at the table. We're looking to be relevant. We have the right to say things. And one of the most interesting parts about 2020 was to watch a woman that looks like us on television and have to say, "Excuse me, I'm speaking," which happens to us a lot. And so with that, it just made me even more motivated to see this project come to fruition. And I'm so thankful that I have all of you on this journey with me, because without you, this project is not possible. Seeing things from one point of view is one thing, but really wanting people to see sisterhood. Not only can we not get along, we can get along, because that is a fable that we can't get along. But more importantly, we can lift others up. We can reach back and get someone else. Everybody's not stepping all over others with their stilettos. They're actually walking that walk and bringing people along with them. So I want to start from backwards and work our way back forwards. Daria, I want to find out from you, what is the main takeaway you hope people gain from your chapter?
What I want people to gain from my chapter is the power of God and how he worked. You know, we all go through our trials and tribulations, and sometimes things occur to make you sit still, and that you have to reach out to him in order to gain your strength. So I just want people to know that when you do reach out to God, he does answer, that you just have to be still and listen. And, you know, for my chapter and what I wrote, it was all about the power of God. And when you call on him, he may not come in your timing, but he does come at the right time.
Awesome, awesome. And I have read all chapters, and I tell you what, this is just a divine thing. It really is. I really can't put into words what this project means, just reading what you all put, because you put a lot of transparent things out there. And a lot of times I see people always saying right now that people may say a story about someone is teeth, but it is in fact their testimony. And so I appreciate all of you for putting your testimonies out there. So Kanika, for your chapter, what do you want others who see your chapter read it? What is the main takeaway you want them to gain from it?
I guess I think that perseverance and hard work is going to pay off. Coming from a very troubled and different kind of upbringing, just knowing that if you just keep working hard, no matter how many obstacles are given in front of you, if you just focus and stay focused and be determined, you can make it.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Tonia, same question. What is the main takeaway you want us to get from your chapter? And of course, Tonia is low-key being very quiet about herself. And not only is she an author, but she helps others write their stories. So I know that this is going to be very transparent. So what do you want us to take away from your chapter?
Well, for me, with the forward, and, it would be just to grasp and feel the fullness and the magnitude of a project such as this. It's big. It's full in and of itself. And I would love for people just to walk away knowing it can be done, whatever their purpose is, right? It can be done, and it should be done. And then after they finish, I want them to know that it will be done, right? Because it's one thing to hear it from somebody else. Then it's another thing to believe it. Then it's another thing to do it. So I'm hoping that they get this from this project as a whole, and they can walk in their purpose as well as we have, and we're still walking, right? And that's a continual cycle. So that's what I'm hoping.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Venezuela, what do you want others to learn about your chapter, learn from your chapter, to take away, to build themselves up, and to be encouraged by when they read your chapter?
Absolutely. So I am so excited about them embracing their gifted self, because God made us all perfect in our own way, right? And so reach really deep into your legacy and find out who you are because of it. I know for me, it was three things. It was strength, resilience, and relying on God. And I got all those things from my mother. And so for all the ladies that can hear my voice right now, just reach deep into what that legacy is and find out who you are and start matriculating that into others and grow your children and your children's children and other women so that we can all win together.
Oh, y'all got some timely messages. I'm telling you, I have had to find me a Kleenex and sniffing. I keep hitting mute to sniffle. Y'all got it going on, because that's what this project is all about, without even telling you. So I didn't give, just to kind of make the listeners aware, I didn't tell people what to write. I didn't really give them a scope. I just wanted everyone to share. If they had to share one thing, what would they take away? What would they give to someone? And so if you see, everybody has given you in their own way still the same message. So you see consistency in our culture, consistency by gender, consistency. We cross age barriers, generations. There's a lot to be said here. Last but not least, Kimberly, what do you want people to learn from your chapter, take away from your chapter?
What I want people to take away from my chapter is that discovering your purpose, it starts with a desire to know what that purpose is. And, in life, you'll discover some things that are traumatic, but even through those things, that you can find purpose in those things. And so you'll go through this process. And so for me, I'll be, speaking about the purging process, getting rid of old mindsets, old habits, old connections, and then going through the season of preparation, preparing for purpose, and then God will propel you into the thing that He has for you to do. But it first starts with your desire to know what your purpose is.
Whew, that's a sermon. You're gonna have to trademark that. That's deep. That is deep, but awesome. But again, you all have, when I read, it gives me so much joy. It gives me encouragement, and I can feel your hearts and what you all have written. And so I cannot wait for the listeners to, because this podcast segment will come out before the book is released. And so I want them to have that great anticipation of listening and learning more about who you all are and learning. And so I want to find out from each lady, if you had to share one word. Let's say there is a woman that is discouraged, and I know 2020 has yielded and revealed some things about people, places, and things that we thought we knew. And we've had to rediscover during this time of actually being withdrawn in, being inside due to the pandemic. But during this process, I think we all have been in this elevated learning season. So if you can say one word and why, I want to start, I'm going to kind of mix it up some with Kanika. What would be your one word that you want someone that feels like, you know what, 2021 got to be better than this. Something got to break. What is the one word that you feel like motivates you, gets you through the day, helps you to carry on? What is that one word and why?
I'll use the appropriate, because you know me different. So my appropriate word would be probably perseverance. And because, some days I have bad days, but I need to push through. So just saying tomorrow's going to be different, pushing through, having that perseverance to strive to be better, because I am an entrepreneur. So that is something that sometimes we have crappy days. And so just to never give up. So perseverance is going to be my big word.
Awesome. Venezuela, what is your one word? If you had to think of that one word, that sister is down. She's looking like 2021 might look like 2020. What is that one word that you hope that will challenge them to know that there are better days?
I think the first word that came to mind was worth. Like, you have to have that self-worth. We're all here for a reason right now. And there has been so much going on within the last 11 months that you are worth it. And so what are you going to do to continue to be worth it to this next season? And how are you going to be worth it with someone else into that next season? So my word would be worth. Like, we all have that worth within us. And so how do we get that so that it can bring us into that purpose into next year?
Awesome. Tonia, the word.
Okay, so because you said one word, okay, and that word for me would be stand. Stand. And behind that word is really for me only believe. So when you said one word, I had to go with stand. You have to stand these days for you. You have to stand for your kids. You have to stand for your family. It's so important. And no one can tell me that these past 11 months that our mind or our spirit or our emotions have caught up with what's happened. There is no way. But we're still standing. We're still standing. And why are we still standing? Because we're believing. We're believing. So stand is the word for me. It has gotten me through 2020. And I tell you what, like I said, so much devastation, so many transitions, and so much has happened. I'm thankful still yet for 2020 because I have went to higher heights because of 2020. I stood in 2020 once again for me, for my kids, and for my family as a whole. And then you look outside your circle and you're really standing. Once you stand for your family, you're really standing for the community. And then that city, and then that state. And you see the ripple effect of that. So stand has to be the word for me for 2020. Definitely.
Awesome. And let's see, who's Daria?
Yes. I would say my one word is, I would say it's selfless. That's what gets me through each day because I remind myself that I'm not getting up for myself. I'm getting up for others. That when I don't feel like it, or if I'm down or I'm depressed, I have to think about it's not about me, but what God has me doing for others. So I remind myself that it doesn't matter how I feel. It's not about me. And don't be selfish. Be selfless.
That is awesome. Kimberly.
Yes, ma'am. The word. My word will be prayer. I don't know about anyone else, but I know that this pandemic, if anything, this time is just just to encourage someone, just to remain in a place of just being prayerful, having constant dialogue throughout the day, with God, sharing your heart, your concerns, your fears, the things, that you don't know. I think that's what keeps me, focused, knowing that God is listening. He is there. He's a present help. I don't have to worry about tomorrow. He holds my future. And just having that confidence that God, you hear me and you are with me. So prayer would be my word.
Awesome. And I kind of came up with that question on the fly, but if I had to share with anyone too, it would be heal. What I have noticed this year, there's a lot of brokenness And if you are not taking time to heal, your 2021 may look the same, not because of what's currently going on, but because during this time of slowness, a time of retreat, you haven't taken time to heal. We struggle for women. We just survive the day. Survive. We just want to survive. We survive. And yes, they're cute shirts, cute things. And it has a certain meaning. And it's certainly a certain level of empowerment. But when we say heal, that means that would indicate that we have a sign of weakness. And sometimes it's not a sign of weakness. That's survival. You are left with scars. You're left with something traumatic. You start to dream. I can't speak for anyone else, but I've dreamed more in 2020 than I've ever dreamed in my life. Because I see things, I feel things. It's certain things that are going on that I'm just more keenly aware of than I ever have been before. And what I will say, you need to heal. You can't heal what you don't own. So you got to get still and heal. In this time of stillness and before 2021 really kicks off, heal. And we got to learn how to bury it. Once you're healed, stop bringing that stuff up, move forward. Somebody else bring it to you. I'm healed from that, because healed from that is putting a period on it. And you will be surprised when you tell someone you got healed from something. You'll be surprised at how they either want to know how you did it, and so therefore you're encouraging them, or for someone that's being negative, you'll stop them from going further because they already know that's where you're going with it, where they're going with it, and it will help them to see themselves differently and for them to be quiet, because you don't know sometimes who you're talking to. You may be talking to your blessing, but sometimes what we do often is we discourage people by our words because we're not healed. So my suggestion would be to heal. Don't just survive the day. Make sure you take time to heal. It's okay as a strong woman. If you got nicked up a little bit, you need to heal. You need to heal and then come back out here and be strong. You all are just, I can't even.
That was a mouthful.
I can't even say. I know all of these women, you all. When I tell you I know what they go through, and I can tell you for all of us, we are not what we post on social media. We post to encourage. we post to do. We post because we're celebrating a success. We're posting because if we did it, you can do it. But I promise you, hell is often going on all around us. That is what's pushing us. So you would be surprised at what we go through. And so, they got the song Tears of a Clown, but you have not seen no tears. You see the tears of a survivor. So, these ladies are, when I say they're giving you the best of them, they're giving you often everything that they have each and every day. And again, I cannot thank you all just enough for being willing to be transparent, especially when you put something out in print, because what is out there is out there. So I really appreciate you all. So they are also going to be the first. They're learning this as you all are learning this tonight. The virtual launch. So the virtual launch, we will be on Facebook Live on December 21st at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. So you will see lots of social media movement about that, as well as emails regarding the virtual launch. It is going to be time to get our launch on. And I want you to see their faces on social media. Listen to their stories. You hear their voices. Then I want you to see their face and see where they're coming from. I want you to know more about their platforms, how you can follow them. It's not just about following me. You need to follow these women. These women have a story that can save your life. And that's what we say about this book. This book is going to save lives. This can be one of the hardest parts of the year. And I was just really prayerful about when we were going to launch. And I know the week of Christmas is going to be really hard for a lot of people as we come to the close of 2021. We want to bring you some, not just Christmas cheer. We want to bring you some God cheer. We want to bring you some smiles. We want to bring you some sincerity, some encouragement, some inspiration, some you can do it all in some realness. So you'll see more about that. I'll be talking with the ladies and sharing sharing more about how you're going to be able to connect with all of us. Since we have 5 of you on today, I want to start one by one and make sure that everyone is aware of where they can find you as individuals. So, Kim, I want to start with you. If someone wants to connect with you, they want you to speak, they want to learn more about your products, your speaking engagements, where can they find you?
You can find me on Facebook at Kimberly Spruill. And then you can also find me on Instagram at Grace with a D for Purpose 5.
Awesome. Venezuela, where can we find you?
So I have a website. It's VenezuelaWilliams.com. That's Venezuela Williams.com. It's spelled just like the country. And I am on Facebook and Instagram at The Vitamin Queen. So I look forward to connecting with you ladies.
Yay. Awesome. Tonia, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me at www.thefreedomteacher.com, or either you can dial me at 1-866-5-LETS-GO.
I love it. Contact number. So for those of you who need to put a voice to it, contact number. Kanika, where can we find you if we want to connect?
If you want to find me, I'm on www.senior1source.net. You can email me, my first name, Kanika, or my last name, T, at senior1source.net. Or you can call me directly, my work phone, 623-204-7999.
Yes. And last but certainly not least, Daria, where can we find you?
I am on Facebook under Daria Vinning, as well as Instagram, or you can contact me at 225-906-7452. Email address, dariavinning@gmail.com.
Awesome. And to contact myself, you can contact me at www.paulajhutchinson.com. Of course, you can always connect on www.thestilettotalks.com as well. And then on Linktree, I'm under P Hutch Motivates. So you'll be able to connect with me there with all of my various platforms. So I thank you all so much for coming and sharing your transparency and your hope. I'm telling you, I've had to take my glasses off more times than I can count this evening because I'm just so excited about what God is doing in this moment. And I really, really cannot thank you all enough for what you're sharing and willing to save others, because what you're saying is what I hear all the time, of course, being in the salon. People need hope. They need stories that they can believe. And you all are not only survivors of your stories, but you're living your stories. You're living your truth. And truth is what people are attracted to right now. I think we've had enough of entertainment. We are definitely looking for truth in this season. So I appreciate all of you.
Appreciate you.
Well, Paula, I appreciate you as well. And I'm happy to be on this journey with you all, ladies. And I just look forward to the things to come in the future.
Yay. Well, if you want to check this podcast out, you can check us out on iTunes, Amazon, Google, under the Stiletto Talks. And then you'll also be able to check us out on Podbean under stilettotalks.podbean.com. So we are everywhere. So again, thank you, ladies. I appreciate you all and look forward to working with you all in the future, and here to support anything that you have. And again, if you all did not know, the book is called The Journey of the Sisterhood to Purpose. Virtual launch December 21st, 2020. These ladies will also be a part of the Stiletto Talk strategy sessions. We will have a masterclass on January 2nd. So definitely stay tuned, stay connected. I'm telling you, these are some ladies that you want to follow. They talked about connections. Everyone talked about connections and circle and who you are talking to. Who you are talking to in this season, your life may very well depend on that. Your mental well-being, who you are, may depend on that. So definitely want you to follow them and check them out. If I tell you about it, we are connected for a reason. We are like minds, and we hope that you join us on this journey.